So this week, as a follow-up to the estate planning lunch and learn we just had, we're going to talk about all things trusts and estate plans. For those of you that attended our Lunch and Learn a few weeks back, thank you. We got a lot of wonderful feedback. And what I wanted to do today was really just focus on, okay, what was the structure of that conversation that we had? And thank you again to Eric Sashin if you're watching this video for attending. He was the attorney that came in and really helped answer some of these technical questions. But as we went through this conversation, we really separated the conversation into three different things. What are the estate planning documents that absolutely everybody needs to have? Level 2 would be more, hey, when does it start making sense to thinking through different types of trusts, and will I be affected, and should I consider a trust? And then the third level being more technical stuff that beyond kind of trust planning, more technical stuff that some people need to consider. This may not be for everybody. So let's dive in and talk about the three levels of estate planning. So level 1 of estate planning, these are the documents that absolutely everybody must have, and there's really 4 primary documents. So let's go through them. First and foremost, it's a living will. And all a will is, it's basically stating, these are my wishes when I pass away, where I want all of my stuff to effectively go through. So that if you had to go to probate and actually run any part of your estate through probate, or an understanding of your financial power of attorney, what happens to all your stuff, absolutely everybody should have a will. It's a very, very important document. So we say start with a will and then kind of work with that. The second document and third document that everybody should have are both a financial and healthcare power of attorney. So that if you pass away or you have some sort of cognitive decline and somebody needs to come in and help manage your finances for you, you really want to understand and line out who's going to come in and take over for making some of the decisions around healthcare or finances for you. Who do you trust? And those should be listed as actual documents that sit right there with the will. And then the fourth document that everybody really needs to consider is your healthcare directive. This is one of those things where we always tell clients, this is a document that allows you to get really intricate and understand and explaining out your wishes. Do you want to be on life support or not? Do you want food? Do you want water? Those types of things. And getting that in place will really give a lot of peace of mind to your heirs and to your loved ones. All right, so level 2, this is really where we start talking about trust engagement. When does it make sense for you to start considering a trust? We had a ton of questions around this, not just at last year's Lunch and Learn, really, but this one as well. And so the big key takeaway with trust planning is there is an unbelievable amount of different kinds of trusts out there, and it's not just all about net worth. I think a lot of people have this misperception that you have to be a multi-millionaire to justify the utilization of a trust, and that's not necessarily it. So for example, if you're very philanthropically inclined, you can come up with some type of charitable trusts that exist out there. You could have other types of trusts that are more focused on second marriages and giving your new spouse access to something but wanting to protect it for your biological children. There's a lot of estate planning types of trusts. There's special needs trusts for different types of situations, irrevocable versus revocable. The whole thing here is you don't need to become a specialist in trusts. Really what's really important, and what we try to do as your financial advisors and wealth advisors, is to understand what is your intentions from a financial perspective, who are you, what makes you tick, and understanding that, hey, there's going to be times where we want to start engaging trust planning and bringing in estate planning attorneys. But just know that, hey, there's a myriad of different types of trusts out there. Everybody has a wholly unique situation, and it needs to be a unique conversation specialized to you. And then we get into level 3. This is something that doesn't always affect everybody. You'll get a lot of business owners here, a lot of folks that have a lot of property, thinking through things like creating family LLPs or family limited partnership FLPs for more technical estate planning for higher net worth folks trying to efficiently pass assets down to the next generation. Understanding, where, if you did build a trust, where is it domiciled? Understanding that, hey, there's different states that may be more advantageous to have your trust built in versus others. Other things like self-canceling notes. So if you're of a net worth where you want to, offer a kid the ability to have access to some of their inheritance now, but you just don't want to give them the money, there are tax advantage ways to loan them the money and have self-canceling notes over time, help them get into a house with a down payment, those types of things. So going beyond just trust planning and understanding your unique situation. This is what it always comes back to. Are you a business owner or not? Just understanding your specific situations. It's really important to understand, hey, there's a multitude of different levels of estate planning, and we just want to always start with the foundational stuff on that level one, understanding what are the core documents everybody needs. And then as we start moving into and getting to know you as our clients and the more complex situations that you may have, when it starts making sense to engaging some of these other ideas and philosophies out there. So in conclusion, I think it was a fantastic lunch and learn. A lot of information was passed along. If any of you have any questions, call us, call me, call your advisor here at 10 Capital. We can kind of walk through some things. I know that there's going to be a lot of questions, and there has been, around specifically the state of Washington estate tax. If you pass away with an estate over a couple $1,000,000, you could be hit with a few estate tax issues here in our state, as well as at the federal level and some of the talk and conversation around what they're calling the Great Sunset in 2026. So if they don't push those out, the federal level tax exemption, estate tax exemption cuts in half. And that's a big topic of conversation as well. We had a lot of questions around that. So again, I don't need to bore you with that too much today, but if you do have questions, call us. Love to chat you through all of these things as well as all the things that we went through in the Lunch and Learn. Talk to you soon. Hope this helps.